the key insight with cold email, I approach it a little bit differently, is I like to create curiosity. So I don't like to give everything away in the email. And the way I like to create curiosity is by asking what I call an illumination question. Well, I'm going to give you a couple of examples. Several years ago, I'm walking in the mall with my wife. I don't need anything. I'm literally killing some time in a fit to run store. Just like your prospects, when you reach out to them, they're not actively looking for you. If they were, they'd be calling you or someone like you. 99% of the time, they're not in active buy mode. They're just doing nothing. So I walk into this run store, and if the store associate said to me, "Hey, Josh, what brings you in today?" What do you think I'm going to say, Mark?
Go away, leave me alone. Something to that degree.
Yeah. If she said, "Do you have any problems?" Yeah. If she said, "Do you have any problems?" What am I going to say? No. She didn't say any of those things. She looks at my sneakers. She says, "Are you a runner?" I said, "Yes." She said, "What distance?" I said, "Marathon." And then she said, "Have you ever had a running gait test?" And I said, "What's that?" And then moments later, and I have video of this, I'm on a treadmill in the Fit to Run store. She shows me the video, freezes the frame and says, "You see how your ankles are pronating?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "And did you know that if you run in sneakers that are not made for pronated feet, you can get injured on long distance runs?" Now, as an old Jewish man, that scares the Jesus out of me. And then she said, "If you'd like, we could look at your sneakers to see if they're made for pronated feet." And they weren't. And I spent $180. And so the takeaway here is that sometimes when you reach out to people, they don't know about the problem, to your point, Mark. If you say, "I'm going to help you do X, Y, and Z," I'm like, "I'm already doing that." So you have to be an expert at shining a light on a problem that your prospect might not know about. That's the art of the email. Another example, I like to wash my car. I have a wash bucket and a sponge. Don't have a problem with it until I got the email from Adam's Car Wash. And the sentence said, "How do you know you're not scratching your car with your sponge?" And that made me read the next sentence. Turns out that when you wash your car with a bucket, dirt can get caught in your sponge and can scratch your car. And he sells a new type of bucket with like a grate on the bottom. And you jostle the sponge and the dirt sediments go to the bottom of the bucket and off your car, and I bought one. So for you, what is it that prospects don't know about how they're getting the job done today that can cause them to scratch their head and say, because the next sentence is, "Not sure if this is a fit, but other companies like X are using a lesser known approach, a new approach that's allowed them to do desired result, get through the Ironman run without it turning into a death march. Open to learning how. Would you be opposed to learning how?" That's the idea of an email that's going to create this kind of head scratching thing. It's more like Steve Jobs. Remember, you're too young to remember this, Mark. Remember, you had a BlackBerry. It was awesome.
I did have a BlackBerry, yeah.
It was awesome until Steve Jobs until he showed the iPhone. And he said, the problem with all these smartphones, not yours, but every smartphone, is they're not that smart. It's these keys that don't move. And every application wants a different set of keys. I'm like, that's right. And I bought an iPhone as well as a bunch of other people. That's the idea here. And that's why we're pressing you a little bit on what's different. And because you got to have a perspective there.